I think it's on us to demonstrate as much as we can that we don't need the EU AI Act in financial services, that the current legal structure works for what we're doing. And if we're careful as we are being, and as we're using these use cases and we're being communicative, I think that's going to happen. I mean, third-party risk management, fair lending, these all just add in generative AI models to the laws, and the laws will get us a lot of the way there as they currently are. This was a big debate 5 years ago. What do you do with machine learning models? Does fair lending law apply the exact same? And I think a lot of us in the industry wanted the regime we were used to govern, not a new regime. So we were pushing back on new models and saying, let us do well the thing that we've been doing for a long time, give credit to the regulators. The old laws, fair lending laws, accounted for these new tech changes. And I think it's going to be on us to demonstrate that the current laws also account. There will be times where maybe they don't, but I think we want to fit in as much as we can. I think also as we're going forward, you're going to see a convergence of regulation and more use cases like yours, right? I mean, you've already talked about how you can create insights from the complaints. And I think your tech, and you're probably 10 years ahead of me on this, is also going to create insights from not just complaints, but other aspects of customer feedback, which maybe aren't formal complaints, but are complaint-like. See a blog post response, see social media commentary. You're going to be able to use your product to probably eventually go beyond the data set you have to really scour the net and help Derek see even more insights and get ahead of the curve, not just for compliance reasons, but for that quality control, for that brand. And I can't imagine that, UDAP is going to be a big part of this conversation going forward, both from regulators and I think from industry. UDAP, of course, is unfair, deceptive acts and practices. And it's like the most potent enforcement authority by not just the CFPB, which also has this thing called abusive enforcement, but also the Federal Trade Commission, which clearly has jurisdiction over non-bank fintechs, the 50 state attorneys general. I think your tech, and as we emerge as an industry, can really get ahead of the curve on some of the things that we're putting out there to customer communication, such that we're ahead of the regulators and the AGs on things that we might have missed or might have mistakenly said that they might perceive as being unfair or deceptive. And so I think we can see a convergence where we want the regulatory regimes in place because we're going to do better at solving them because operational risk will be reduced by technologies like yours.
Yeah, I mean, that's great perspective.